Hello, Summoners. Hello, friends of the world. Hello, Star Trek fans. Hello, whatever fan you are, Redditors, and anyone else who's interested in LOL Esports power ranking content. I am here to inspire discussion. I guess that's what I'm here for. Inspire some deep, good, controversial discussion about the LEC. Since their 11th game, technically the second half of the season starts tomorrow. Tomorrow, that way. Yeah, we'll say that way is future. Yeah, that way is future. It's important to talk about these mid-season rankings so far. We'll go over the model, what the model says, actual preseason personal, it's all right there, but we'll talk about it anyway. Anyways, let's hop right into it. Again, this model was made and inspired by wanting to have a perfect worlds bracket statistically. It did perfect on 2019 knockout stage, it did okay on 2019 group stage, and then it did perfect for 2018 knockout stage and 2018's group stage, so the model is good. We know that. We want to see if it continues to be good, if things change, and what have you. It's a linear model. It's mainly composed of permanent stats and objective control and KDA and damage per minute and so on and so forth. And let's talk about it. So the model says that Origin, G2, Rogue, Misfits, XL, Fnatic, Schalke, Vitality, Mad Lions, and SK Gaming is your power rankings. And the actual rankings, as we can see, side by side, are pretty similar-ish. We got the only weird one is that Fnatic is in the top 4, and Fnatic is top 6. Otherwise, Personally, I place Fnatic top 4, and yeah, so they'll get there. They'll get there. We need Bwipo to have some better games, and we need Bwipo to stop trolling mainly. If Bwipo stops being a troll, and Hellsane polishes up a little bit, then I'm pretty sure the team will be about where we expect it to actually be. Things that we need to talk about for sure are that, like, if you look at the scores, that right here, if you look at these scores, you can see that there's kind of a little bit of a tier list forming within the LEC, and if you listen to the casters carefully, they also point out this little tier list ish that's happening. Like you have your cream of the crop, your top teams in the LEC, Origin, G2, Rogue, Misfits. It's your top tier, and then of course LEC casters like to throw in XL and Fnatic and how they should also be up there. The model says those are your high tier teams, so got some goodness going on there. And then like your mid tier, your perfect mid tier team, Schalke No Fear. We will talk more about how Schalke No Fear somehow ended up being a mid tier team in this model, and they are And then there's Vitality, and then there's Vitality and Mad Lions on the same tier. We will talk about Mad Lions. There's a lot to discuss about them also. And then there's SK Gaming, who is, from preseason now, kind of a letdown of a team. But what you gotta do? SK is easily the worst team in the LEC right now. I would say that is a good call. Personally, I believe that. Other mild things to talk about before we talk about Schalke, Vitality, and Mad Lions. Misfits, actually, statistically and performance overall-wise, is a really surprising team. I don't think anyone expected Misfits to be as good as they are, and they are amazing. They are performing statistically, they are performing game-wise. Like, the amount of good that team is doing is actually incredible. I am floored by how good Misfits is, and I am excited to see if they keep getting better. And now that that's done, let's address the things that are important. For example, Schalke No Fear. What a great team. Now that Forgiven's gone, at least. Starshar, why are you laughing at that? Well, guys, so this preseason Schalke score was made with Forgiven's 2016 score. And let's talk a little bit more about Schalke, especially according to what the model says. So with Forgiven, and when Jillies was jungler, they were like about the same, right? Like Jillies and Forgiven and Lurox and Forgiven being on Schalke, the team was still like, it was pretty bad. You look at it and you're all like, dude, Abbedagge, this player is eh. And then you're like, Odoamne is the only player performing really well. And then you throw Inax on the team. And all of a sudden, Schalke becomes like a really good contender. Why? Well, the model is okay at capturing this, and I believe it's team synergy, mainly. If the team gets along better, then overall they perform better. Like, look at G2 last year. That team easily had the best chemistry in the LEC, and they were, like, dominant by far. So, I think team chemistry is starting to show itself a little bit, especially with Schalke. And it kind of just says that Forgiven's a very... I can't say what the background of Schalke was like, because I'm just a Minnesota/East Coast kid. I don't know what it's like in Europe. But I can say that statistically, it looks like Forgiven put his team under a lot of stress because they're performing much better without him. So take that as you will. I expect Schalke to be better as the season progresses because their team chemistry is really good. And I believe that a lot of people would agree with that Schalke is going to be a better off team with Forgiven gone, just because the team chemistry just seems a lot more vibrant. So I'm expecting great things, actually, or for Forgiven to not be toxic and come back on the team and thrash people, because Forgiven is a better player than Inax, but the rest of Schalke is better without Forgiven, so throwing Forgiven off is a good call. So take it as you will. So that's all I got to say about Schalke. I shouldn't say more about Schalke. It's kind of turned into like a rant, whatever. Anyways, Vitality also a lot better with Steelback. So this is a different story. Steelback has a ton of experience in the LEC, at least compared to Jack Troll, and it showed. It showed big, especially in the model. Vitality would be the second worst team on this model if we went by the old stats with Jack Troll. So it's fair to say that Steelback has brought some good influence onto the team. And the last thing that needs to be talked about is Mad Lions. So this team is a very interesting team. This team is an example of team chemistry being really good and players being really sloppy, but because the team chemistry is so good, they're able to dig themselves out. They're really good at hitting their power spikes, especially right when they need to, and no statistical model can catch power spike and timing. You can't catch that. I have not found a way to catch that yet, at least. Maybe it's possible, I don't know. But they're good at hitting their iron power spikes when they need to, they're good at pulling out the clutch team fight when they need to, and then they end up winning the game. Like, that's why they're rated high. Because if you look at their wins, they're not clean. They're not clean. It's always really fun to watch the Mad Lions game because you're really wondering, how is Carzzy going to pop off this game? How are all those jungle interactions going to go? What is going to happen? Like, when you watch a Mad Lions game, you're expecting blood. You're expecting it to be a mess. And it shows statistically that Mad Lions is a mess of a team. They are really good. They are really talented players. But I think they are very, very sloppy. If they clean that up, then I think they'll be a playoff team. I think they'll be about where they are right now in the LEC. I think they would be better. I think they will push XL out of playoffs, which is what can be seen on my personal rankings right here. I think that, I forget if LEC is top 6 for playoffs or not. I hope they do. I should really double check that. But I think Mad Lions is at least a top 6 team, if not better. So that's all I have to say about that. And then it's actually really all there is to talk about with this. The other thing to talk about is that Origin G2 Rogue Misfits, this order probably could have came in any order. I wouldn't. If you're gonna come to this video and get triggered by this order, then awesome. But they're really close. Like, they're all really close teams. I guess the thing that you need to question is those G2 losses, because when G2 lost, they lost hard, and when they close out some games, they close out those games not the best. Think about the first game of the season with Mad Lions, except then you have the Mad Lions team in that discussion. But look at other G2 games where they fall behind early and then they pick it up late and then they win the team fight and then they win. It kind of shows here. Like, I still think G2 is the best team. They're still my favorite team to watch because Caps, Perks, Double Mid Lane, Wonder, Yonkos, Mickey X, they're all fantastic and they're all great. But it kind of shows that they've been sloppy. And then you got that methodical playing of Origin really showing here as well. And then it's really all there is to talk about the LEC. The LEC has been really fun to watch, and it's definitely a higher level league than the LCS is. And that's really all there is to say. I think that LEC is better than LCS so far in terms of quality of league games, which isn't gonna show with the model scoring because of that's how that works. It's something I'm going to tackle a little bit when Worlds comes around, but that's really all I have to say. Criticism, I'm very open to any kind of criticism you guys have. I want to make this content better. I want you guys to enjoy it, and I want to, like, I guess, start discussion. Like, let's start talking about these teams. Let's start talking about these power rankings. Let's start talking about where are the weak links in this team. Where is that stuff? Let's start talking about this discussion. Like, I love the analyst stats discussion. I would really like that to be more open panel-wise. I would love to have people on this channel with me to discuss statistics with me and LCS and LEC. That'd be fantastic. I'd be so happy. So really, any kind of critiques you have for me to get better, I would love them. I'm very open to them. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel and watching this video. It means honestly the world to me that people watch these videos. Drop a like if you appreciate the video. Comment anything you want. Talk about how was your day, how's it going. Comment, I'd love to hear about it. I guess subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And like, YouTube did this weird thing, I lost my subscribers, so please subscribe. If you want to see this content, subscribe. And that's all I have for you guys today. I hope that you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you all later. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. Peace out.